Welcome to the Ignite Your Flame podcast. Hi, I'm your host, Randy Howell. This podcast is about using the science of emotional intelligence to develop a higher representation of your potential. If you have ever hit a roadblock in your personal growth and felt stuck, the insights from this podcast can really open your eyes and wake you up to a whole new way of envisioning and developing your potential. Let's get started. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? You see this reflection. But I want you to look deeper. If you look into that mirror, look down your eyes and start saying, who is this? Who am I? It becomes a very powerful question. You walk around your life, you look in the mirrors, you see this shape, you say, oh, that's just me. But you know something? There is so much more to me than what meets the eye. There's a whole self there. You know what's interesting? In Buddhism, there is a concept, no self, no problem. What you discover, both from quantum mechanics and from emotional intelligence, is that the self, what we call me, is actually a construction. Your brain is just doing its job. It's teaching you, learning how to organize a particular self that can live in an environment. There is no permanent self, but imagine if you're going, wait a minute. Are you telling me, Randy, that my sense of reality actually is a look into my potential? It's not fixed. No, it's not. But it is limited or opened up, depending on the quality of observer that you are of your potential. Now, if you think about that, it's easy to get born into a particular situation. Like, for instance, I was born into a very chaotic, alcoholic, mentally ill home. And out of it, I ended up learning how to live in chaos to the point where I was a young adult. If there wasn't chaos there to manage, I would create it. I had no idea why. It was an adaptation. It was my brain organizing me to survive in a particular environment. When I got taken out of that environment, it just created that environment again. That's what it knew. So what I'm asking of you to look at is this. When you look in that mirror and you look down your eyeballs, who do you think you're really looking at? Is it who you really want to be? Because what you're looking at is an observation of your potential. And what we're saying is that as you develop the ability to observe from a particular standpoint, you change the reality around you. Okay? You begin living in a very different way in the world. Not necessarily powerful, like making nations kowtows. No. Real power is being able to produce self-mastery. The mastery of this gift that you and I are. And to recognize that we can become captains of our own destiny. We can become observers of potential that allow us to open doors that right now we can't see. We open that mirror and we recognize that's infinity you're looking at. Everything in the universe is connected to everything else. That's the non-locality concept of quantum mechanics. We're all part of this, and you become an observer that is creating your world. Do you want to learn more about this? Do you want to actually start saying, I need to do more than just notice what I'm noticing, but how can I create an observer that can actually rock my world? What I ask of you, invite you to do, is to go to Amazon.com, get my book, and when you go to Amazon.com, you're going to see The Missing Key by Randy Howell. Get it. It also allows you to get a free guided meditation out of it, but what it does is it lays out this concept that I'm talking about of where all reality is observer generated. And what happens is you need to wake up the observing capacity in you to start developing the reality that you're living in. That is true power, friends. That is waking up to your true power as a human being. It's a great gift. Get the book and really continue. Go to my website, really look around, start reading, start studying, and start looking at yourself and beginning to ask the question, who is this I'm looking at? Things get really interesting there. Welcome, friends. Come and learn. Come and learn.